Hello, welcome. It's Thursday night. It's Lego time here at Ben's Brick Designs. Welcome to the stream. If you don't know, I'm Ben. We've also got Fab in the what looks like lower left, and we got Johnny in the lower right. And we're all gathered today to do some building and some designing and some chit chat and some possibly drinking and maybe later swearing and slurring. So, welcome to the party, guys. Thanks for being here. I hope your week went well.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. As
What
always.
do you got going on? What do you got working on?
Well, I'm working on getting my inhaler because my throat's starting to close.
It's a
Good
banger of a start to the program.
And
Wait
always
till
have to
later. I got some bangers coming up later.
Oh God,
Keep your windows open.
you're right.
It's not coming out of that end.
Well, I'm working on the mountain top of the mock that I'm working on for Brickfest Live for this weekend, and everything else is pretty much done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So actually, if you go to my Instagram page, you can see I took a couple pictures earlier today of the four 48 by 48 plates that are all together, and I tested the walker. I don't have that as a video, but I tested the walker, and it's working nicely on there, and it's all slick and looking pretty cool. So now I gotta do the middle stuff and get it to how I want it to look.
Awesome. That looked really amazing. I did see it earlier, so that's very good stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And again, it's another one of those things that's like, I kind of woke up and I'm like, I'm going to build this and see if I can do it. And so far, so good.
I like that you've gone because motorized stuff is kind of daunting to me, and
Yes.
I know that's not like your expertise, but you've taken a couple on already that are really good.
Well, I have to say the robotic thing was really cool just because it kind of fell in my lap, and I'm like, I bet you this would be fun. It's going to be a challenge, and it was, but that opens up a whole world of like, there's a lot of other things you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing this, I've always shied away from Technic stuff, and you can see there's Technic in this, and there's Technic that's supporting everything that goes into the mountain that the AT-AT walks around and is connected to. And I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna try a couple things, see how it works, how it can go together, as opposed to just full brick builds, because the Technic does support way better as long as you do things correctly, and it's worked out. So 2 for 2.
Right on. Hello, Missy. How are you? Thanks for being here.
Hi, Missy.
Says we have 4 viewers, so if you're one of the viewers who's lurking, that may be me, Vab, and Johnny. I can't tell.
I was going to say, I'm lurking on it because I completely forgot I had it open in the other window.
Oh, okay, yeah. But welcome. Okay, good. Thanks.
Found me out.
I'm gonna go put it on my PlayStation. I'll pull it up on my phone. We'll get some viewer counts going. That'll be great. I'm great. I'm gonna crack open my my Pilsner.
Oh, do it.
My Fighting Pilsner. No, the Fighting Pollo Pills.
Pollo. I love it.
They're so good.
I got the best wine of all.
Hey, you are? Good to see you.
Hey, you are.
I got mead tonight. No, I'm not a heavy drinker, so
This is gonna
be
a good stream.
Sometimes I find that mead is either like 20% ABV or no ABV. Like it's really low.
Yeah.
The mead I had last stream was like, I was really worried. And then I looked at it, was like 4.5. I'm like, that's nothing.
Worried?
I could have 7 of these. I didn't.
This is 6.9% alcohol.
That's a good
pretty
middle.
good. Yeah, it's a good.
I don't go for. I mean, if I can get drunk off of sweetness, I'm all
Sweetness. That'd be great if I could, because then Swedish fish.
That's what I told my wife this afternoon, trying to get a little fun going, get a little drunk off some sweetness.
when I lived in Germany, they had this Dunkelweizen.
Oh yeah,
I like those.
It tastes
Germany.
It tasted like Coca-Cola going down.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Germany is the place to go when it comes to beer.
Yeah.
It just is. Like, it's not beer like here. It's just better. And like Hofbrauhaus, if you ever go to one of those, they have similar to what German beer is, but it's still not the same.
Well, if you want to know what this tastes like, it tastes like a Jolly Rancher,
Yeah,
a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
I like those when you taste it and you're like, okay, this has a really good smell. It smells like whatever flavor, but then you taste, you're like, oh, this tastes like a Werther's original, you know, a melted down hard candy. That's what I like.
Werther's original. We are old people.
Well, I say that. I don't know the last time I had a Werther's original. If I've ever had one, I make the joke all the time, but I'm like, do I actually know what those taste like? I just assume it's like a hardened butterscotchy kind of flavor, but I don't know.
Well,
What we will do.
That's my other shot. I have a rum shot here. It's a butter pecan, and when I did a taste test, it tastes exactly like a Werther's.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what we will do someday when we all get to meet, we will be like, all right, let's see if a Werther's really tastes like that.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys make it out to Austin for Brick Rodeo, we'll definitely go. And it doesn't matter. I'm sure if I ever go out to Pittsburgh or whatever, that area. Likewise.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
There's just a ton. Like everybody's like, oh, you should come here for the beer. But I'm like, serious? You should. We've got a lot of good breweries out here. I watched a TikTok recently where this British guy who I guess lives somewhere around Dallas now, but he was talking about how he grew up drinking beer and he's traveled a lot for whatever his job does. And he's like, and I get beer all over the country or all over the world. And every like place had like Italy and Japan and India, they all have their like, you need to try this one beer, right?
Right.
And he's like, but you go to Texas and they've done it right. There's Shiner. He's like, you get a Shiner. And he's like, this is the perfect beer. It's just the best beer in the world. And everybody in the comments is obviously from Texas going, yeah, it's fine. But it's fucking Shiner, man. You know, I can name 20 other beers that are better than that. And like 3 of them are like seasonal Shiner beers.
Well, and that's just like if you come up to Pittsburgh, everybody will say, hey, go try an Iron City beer.
Yeah. Isn't
don't do
Yingling
it.
from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, don't do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yuengling is like middle of the state, I think.
And that's a good one. That's a pretty good.
Yes, Yuengling is very good. And they've been doing it for the longest too.
Standard and just kind of always there and always good. And
I like Yingling, but the problem is that I get headaches every time I drink it.
So it doesn't like you.
Yeah, it doesn't like me one bit.
All right. So what are you working on, Vab?
Well, I've been working on a 5-sided cylinder technique. I have accomplished it this past weekend. I'm
been
interested.
Successful.
And let me show you my workspace, 'cause that's just a little bit.
Wait, did you build out a shuttle?
Yeah.
You're just like here.
You're like, look at these little circles that I'll make, and oh yeah, I digitally built the shuttle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are said Pottsville is where Yingling is from.
Oh, okay, cool. Pottsville, nice.
But this one has a modified nose on it than what the original set it did. So
okay, cool.
This was King's Knight and I both kind of collabed on this a little bit. But a couple other people kind of took it over, and I was shunned out of the group.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. I know they.
Have a good night.
Yeah, no,
we finally
she's
get to
just
see
now
her.
getting home.
Just got home, yay!
She'd gone in for CPR training for her new job.
Oh, that's exciting.
Or CPR first aid training.
We finally got to see her. No way.
Yeah, I've been trying to get her to get back so we can do some build streams together, but she just won't. Half the time she won't wake up on Sundays.
What does she tend to build?
Yeah, just for the last month. I'm talking about the last couple of years. What we try to do is get small sets to build together, like the brick heads. We've got these, which I think would be great. And I've been holding on to this one specifically to build with her. I thought that'd be a good one to build.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
perfect. Hey Beth, we could build Aragorn and Arwen together. Oh, or Frodo and Gollum, and you can build Gollum because he's very small.
I don't know.
Take it as you will, because Gollum is small. Yeah, won't be this Sunday because we won't be here. And one of the people in the chat said she does exist. Yeah, she's not my Canadian girlfriend. We went and played trivia Tuesday, which is why I wasn't able to watch your stream. But with a couple coworkers, and then Beth went, and one of my coworkers, I can hear it now. I can hear the stuffiness. I can totally.
Yeah,
hear
sorry.
It's your fault. I totally caught what you got. My coworker, I've known him since before he started dating this girl. Then he started dating her. Then now they're engaged. But I've never met her in it's been 10 years, maybe longer. And every time I'm like, hey, Beth and I are going to go to this thing. Do you want to go? And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. And he'll meet us. I'm like, where's, and I don't even remember her name now at this point.
It's been that long.
Well, it's like Carrie or Kaylee or Aria or it's like a
They're
K
completely different.
It's one of these. Just close your eyes and imagine a girl with what was the meme? It's Han Solo season, and it's all the girls with the vests and the high boots. That's what I picture her as. I've seen a picture of her, but every time we go out, I'm like, hey, what's her name? He always calls her special lady friend. And I was like, is your special lady friend coming? He's like, no, she's got a thing with her friends, or she's whatever.
Of course.
I'm like, she goes to another school. She lives in Canada,
Right.
So, but yes, my wife does exist,
Well, it is good to see her. Glad that she does truly exist.
Right.
Otherwise, we would have questions for you.
Right. I'm just talking to random people who come in and out of my house. Bye. I love you.
Be like, are you really okay, Ben? Yeah, why?
Don't worry about me.
Anyway. But I finally figured out the 5-sided cylinder.
Oh, yeah. We totally derailed you. Sorry.
Yeah, completely. No, it was Beth. I blame her. 100%.
Yeah, that was Beth's fault.
Yep.
But I finally figured out the 5-sided using clip and bar. I haven't exactly tested it out, but I'm fairly certain it'll be pretty sturdy.
Yeah, that looks structurally stable.
Yeah. And then I kind of went ahead and did this. I've been working on this. This will be on my Saturday night stream.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty amazing.
International Space Station.
Yeah.
And this was a big thing because I needed a 7.6 diameter cylinder just to be able to do all the different American modules.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about 7.2. It's a little bit smaller, but it'll work for what I needed. And
you got to get it done before they deorbit the whole thing.
I'm going to try to design. Funny enough, I was on Bricks in Space on their Facebook page, and this morning somebody said that they were paying somebody to build a 70th scale ISS for them.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I'm just like,
I could be getting money from this.
I was just like, I wish I was getting paid, and I'm pretty much I'll show you the full scale of what I got done. Let me bring it up. I have a look at that. That's just how much I got done so far.
Whoa, that looks nice.
Willikers.
You just make us look like plebs.
Right?
Well, I started this over a year ago, and because
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
almost a year. Well, actually, it was February of this year, or January, February of this year. I started this, but because of that cylinder design, I just got frustrated with it and just pushed it off.
Yeah.
Um,
And
And
now
the
it
other-
can continue.
the other thing that I wanted to do was actually put real solar panels, right here where the actual solar arrays are.
Hmm.
But I found a company out in China that did the flexible solar panels, but they're too short. They only go to about here. The width was right, everything was right. They were just the length was not right.
You mean like actual solar panels that'll power something?
Yeah, I was gonna hook them up to and do the lights, do LED
Here-
lights and everything.
All right,
Here's
you're
an
no longer
interesting
invited
thing.
to come back. You're doing too much.
Here's an interesting thing. You saw what Josh had found, and my parents actually found was those sets that have the Lego solar panels in them, right? I wonder if those would work.
Yeah, no, I looked at them. I looked into it.
Hmm.
I would literally have to cut every single one of those panels to make them fit.
But those are
Yeah.
just stickers, right? Or did Lego actually do solar?
No, these are
No,
real
they're
solar
actual-
panels.
Yeah, they're actual solar panels that are used within the Lego set that is there, and like it's just powered by light, like a regular light.
Photo
And
cell in a Lego robotics thing or something.
yeah, it's
It
it's
was-
for little things like that.
Yeah.
It was for an educational set.
Yeah.
Our local high school, one of our local high schools, was just getting rid of them. They had no need for them anymore, and our lug
Because they got the newer ones.
picked it up.
Well, our lug leader did, and then my parents like had seen it because they frequent the auction. Wasn't MacBid, but it was a different auction thing.
Mhm.
And my dad comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, I got something I want you to look at." Okay, so I went over last week, and I was like, "What do you got?" And he showed me, and so he had, what is it? He had 13 of the NXTs sets, like
Oh,
educational
geez.
sets. Yeah,
13?
13. Yeah. And I was like, "What do you want me? What are you gonna do with these?" And my dad's like, "Well, we want to give one to my nephew, and because he's into Lego and stuff like that." I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." I was like, "But that doesn't count for 12 more." Well, we might give one to you. I'm like, "Well, I'll take some of the motors and stuff because that'll help because they work. The same motors go with like the 3, which is what I have." But I'm like, "What's the rest?" I'm like, "Well, you're gonna need to I'm going to have to put them together and figure out what what all you have." I'm like, all right,
So
Well, they're all going to be Christmas presents this year
right, yeah,
for everybody.
and the thing is on this ISS everything rotates. You can rotate the arrays, the radiators, everything.
The radiators unfold and stuff.
Yeah, the radiators will. Well, these are unfolded right now.
Yeah. Fold up and fold in. Oh, that's neat.
You can rotate them.
like I said, you make us look bad, Vab. I'll tell you.
I try not to.
Oh, I don't think you do.
He's like, well, I got this five-sided thing and this shuttle built, and yeah, I think Ben and Johnny are gonna hate me. I don't think that comes into his head all that much.
Well, and the thing is that I started doing 70 to scale when the shuttle came out because the Saturn V is a 1 to 110 scale. That's what everybody's been building.
Right.
And it's gotten to the point now within the historical space theme. Everybody's redesigning everybody else's builds.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tapped, and that's when I said, you know what? And after the issue I had with a designer last year, I'm not going to say names.
Oh, that guy.
No, it was a girl.
That guy. Well, yeah, it was a woman, but
That's the problem.
we'll
No.
do that person.
I think I know who that is. If it's a woman.
Yeah, and
Oh, that's unfortunate.
so I just pretty much scrapped everything that I was doing 1 to 110 scale. I said, screw it. I'm just going to go to 1 to 70 scale. I mean,
I mean,
everything
why not?
is pretty much, yeah, pretty much has been done. It's tapped out. And if I'm already getting this type of flack and this type of grievance with doing 1 to 110 scale, I'm done.
Well,
I'm just going to go to 1 to 70 scale.
Was the problem that you were also doing the same scale?
It was the same scale. It was a similar build. I used a similar technique to what they did, and then they said I stole their design, which I have no idea how they came up with it. I stole their design when I've never even. I've only looked at their build like 1 or 2 times, and that was it.
Well,
and I just started. Screw it! I'm doing my own build.
And you would have looked at pictures of the. It's not like you would have been like, "Oh, what are your instructions? Let me take a look at these."
Well, and that's the thing. I didn't even look at their stuff. I went and actually went to NASA, got the 2-dimensional stuff and all the reference photos.
Oh yeah.
And started building it. It would just happen to be that close resemblance to it.
But you're building the same thing, so of course it will.
Yeah, and I posted it on Rebrickable, and this is why I'm no longer on Rebrickable. It's because they kicked me off because that person had a build partner from that country, and they wouldn't let me do it. And I said, well, if you don't post it, let it go, I'm going to leave Rebrickable. I'm taking my business elsewhere. And that's what I did.
Oh, man.
I opened up my own website to be able to sell my designs and everything.
And it sucks how petty some people can be over something that's not even like what they're claiming it is.
And it is, yeah. I love the people that are on my Lego NASA Vab group on Facebook. A lot of them backed me up. A lot of them didn't want involved. But the thing is that person's now been banned off my site. She's been banned off, I think, Bricks in Space, because she's just not a nice person. I think she made too many promises she couldn't keep.
No, we have to go by the Elton John song. She's a bitch. She's a bitch.
So, but I mean, that was my run-in with it, and I honestly, I've grown past it. And honestly, every time I look at that particular rocket, I want to throw up. That's how bad it was.
All right.
So,
Cool. Well, it looks great.
thank you.
He does good stuff.
But it'll be on my stream. I'll be going in more detail on my stream this weekend.
So, yeah. And speaking of Saturday, so Saturday I have 2 streams because I'm going to stream going around Brickfest and doing the just interviewing the lug people, what they got and that sort of thing. But I'm only going to do it for like a half hour because it opens at 9, and then at 9:30 is the Pac-Man arcade.
Your 12-hour build that you're gonna do.
Yeah, it's not 12 hours, that's for sure. Yeah, and then Sunday we'll be streaming customizing the Pac-Man arcade. I'm gonna finish the cabinet, the underneath. The big thing is doing the coin return. So I'm gonna have to take apart the lower right half of how the arcade is and where the light brick is, because that works. It's like you could push it in like you would like the coin return and it lights up. It's like, yay, it's cool, it lights up. But that's all it does. And so I'm gonna have to take that apart, and as I build it, I'm gonna kind of have to look at it and be like, okay, where can I fit things? And the idea is to make an actual coin return slot that'll go down into the bottom half of the cabinet that I'm also going to build. So we'll see how that goes.
That sounds amazing.
The other thing I want to do, and again, this is all if I have time. I mean, the lower part of the cabinet should be pretty easy because it's mostly just, a cabinet. There's not much, there's no play to it like, say like the Pac-Man arcade itself has. But if I have the time, what I'd like to do is make kind of like a mini 8-bit Donkey Kong mosaic thing inside the bottom of the cabinet, and so you can open it and see that, and then have the coin return come all the way down and go into like at the bottom of where Donkey Kong always was, is like the little fire thing where like he throws a barrel into it and the little flame comes out. Have the coin
Mhm.
return come out there.
Wow.
So we'll see. this will be like the third thing that I'm like, all right, let's see how if I can bite off more than I can chew.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking. You got it.
We'll see. So it'll be doing that while people are just coming in and out and looking at crazy stuff that's already been built, and it should be a lot of fun.
Well, let the lug know. I think maybe Saturday, me and the missus are going to be stopping by.
Oh yeah, definitely do that.
So have a pass ready for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure we'll have those, so I'll make sure of it.
She just happened to have this Saturday off. So, one thing I did want to see and get your guys' input on is the ends for this. If this would be something more.
I'm gonna mute
appealing,
myself for a minute.
with the wedge, 1x2 wedges.
Can you
or
zoom in?
if- right here.
Okay.
Circle around, or would the flatter surface? Let me get this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need kind of an example.
Yeah, or the flatter surface. I mean, they both kind of let sort of a little bit of the gap through. We're just using a 6x6 flat and doing.
What's the first one look like? Again. What does the actual thing look like?
They're. Hold on. Let me grab a.
If you have a reference image, I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I just need to find it.
Because I kind of like the look, like the geometry of that first one looks really cool, but I think it shows too much of the gappiness. See, it looks more like that though. That first one there looks more like that.
Yeah, and that's where I was having the issue. But it does add another the length to it.
Well, yeah,
Just a tiny.
but that's okay. I mean, like you can see it kind of juts out anyway.
Yeah, but then I figured, you know what, the angle I'll never end up getting because it's such a slight angle. I figured I'd just go with the flat.
Remember, it's 30 degrees.
So I figured I'd just go with the six round and just have to deal with a little bit of gappage on the corners, and it's a little bit shorter. It doesn't exceed my my length.
Yeah, it's never good to like exceed your length.
Oh, never. Not in this instance, anyway.
All right, that's looking pretty good.
So I don't know. That might be a poll I might put up on my page, on my channel.
I mean, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So I'm also trying a couple different things, Johnny, on my channel. I put hashtags in my description this time.
Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much they help or don't help, but I always do that.
Well, I went to some of the bigger streamers that had like over 1 million views and everything.
Right.
And I was looking in the description. What are they doing? What are they doing differently than I'm not? And description wise, I was like, oh well, I'm not doing hashtags.
Oh.
Seems like everything's ran off of hashtags.
Well, it is because that pings other things like Twitter and Google Twitter and Insta and stuff like that. So I see why they do it. I don't like doing them because I suck at them, but you kind of have to.
So I want to try it.
Go ahead.
I want to try it this week and this weekend and see if I get any extra visitors to the page.
The other thing I noticed that a lot of other streamers tend to do is like their descriptions and especially their title is pretty short, but it's also like extremely like, hey, you know, this is amazing, blah blah blah, blah. And it's like, is it?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. The episode and what I'm somewhat doing is good enough.
Right.
If you want a flashier title than that, then go clickbait on those guys.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I will not. If I have a flashy title, then I must be drunk or something. I don't know.
That's going to be tonight, right?
Yeah, any second now.
Well, I'll be drunk tonight. I won't be setting up any YouTube.
Oh, we can make it happen.
You're hacking me now, Johnny?
Maybe. I do have the skills.
Denied. 404.
IT jokes. Those are the best.
Speaking of that, I had a interview today.
Yay, that's good.
I think I blew it.
Oh no.
Well, that's not so good.
Oh, but the lady that I was talking to, she goes, "So how are you doing right now?" When she came down to get me, I go, "I'm actually pretty excited for this." Did the interview, and then she goes, "How do you think the interview went?" I think I blew it. She goes, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, I think I blew it." I mean, I feel in the room afterwards. It's just like, because I made a comment that pretty much all CAD programs are fundamentally the same.
They are.
Yeah.
The CAD guy there.
No.
Yeah, he was like, "No, rivets in its own." I was like,
Well, you're gonna have
Well,
that.
yeah, but when you're trying to get a job, you don't want to be headbutting
Yeah.
with the guy that you're wanting to get hired.
Yeah.
I just shut my mouth real quick. I'm like, "Oh,
Oh, you're right.
okay."
Did I say
let's see
anything?
Yeah, I just I was like, "Yep, I blew it."
Nah.
Well, we'll see if I hear something. If I get a second interview next week,
Then you'll be
I'll at least be
happy.
clicking my heels for that. Yeah,
We'll celebrate and have more drinks.
that's more than more me.
What type of position is it for?
It is a visual. It's called. I'll be taking 2-dimensional pictures and making them 3D.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So pretty much that's pretty much what I'm doing with Lego.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, taking 2-dimensional pictures and making them 3D. Just upscale.
That is a nice new feature that they added too, which is, I'm sure it's handy for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I remember I interviewed for a job with Polycom once.
Polycom.
And, yeah. And this is before I had a. This is before. Where was I working at the time? I had like zero IT skills really. I'd done QA testing and some like super basic back office stuff, but no architecture, no sysadmin stuff, anything like that. So I was doing comic book art at the time, and I was heavy into Illustrator because I was doing a lot of lettering for everybody's comics.
Right. Makes sense.
The job was basically they already had the designs. This was for all their remotes, and the job was basically to take all the lettering that goes into the manuals and place it around the images of the remotes. I'm like, am I working on the remote images? And they're like, no. I'm like, I'm just putting lettering in. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I do this for fun at home. And they're like, what? I'm like, I letter comic books. So this is the exact same tools I use at home. If I get this job, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go home and do it for fun. So I'm very much looking forward to doing this. And it was like translating languages and stuff like that. And I was like,
cool.
Yeah, it was going to be very fun. And then they ended up not like using the position or something anyway. They're like, you were great, but we just, whoever was filling the roles didn't, decide.
We went another direction.
Yeah, kind of thing. I was like, all right, fair enough. Have fun.
You won't have me, and I'm still gonna have fun. Yay!
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and do my comic book stuff now.
I just wish I was getting paid for it.
Right. Well, I mean, there's always that. It wasn't even exposure; it was sales off the back end, right? Kind of thing. You'd do all the work, and then they're like, "If this gets published," and you're like, "It's not going to get published." I've seen the artwork; it's terrible. You're not going to get published.
Right.
Oh man, I need to figure out how to do. Oh, you know what?
No, what?
Those my new fun favorite pieces.
Are they speed champions?
Yeah, the speed champion 1x1.
Oh, that one. We were just having a nice long discussion on that Tuesday night after.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was funny. Like, which one's that? God, I've only posted it like 20 times.
Well, I guessed it right off the bat. I'm like, oh, that one.
Right, yeah. But no, some people just don't know, and that's okay.
Well, I get it though. I think it was Vab actually who was saying they're not gonna get too excited until they come in a bunch of other colors.
Yeah.
I mean, the black is a pretty good base color that should be able to work for a lot of things. So.
Can I turn this? That's what I want to. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Okay, easy. Easy. We have viewers.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks, Cleveland.
That's right. So there we
You're
go.
gonna,
So look
you're
at
gonna
that.
You're gonna put
I
that
was
brick
thinking
right
more
in there.
along
You know
the
you
South
like
Park.
that brick.
No, that was definitely Cleveland. Yeah, that's nice. Or that's nasty.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Yep. So look, it works. Spins in between.
Yay. What's up, Mayo?
Spin me right round. Okay, I have to ask, Mayo, what's with the real whole egg? What does that mean?
It's his
How do you make mayonnaise?
real whole egg mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
It's even
It should be the real whole yolk.
It's even on his avatar.
Oh, I do recognize. I didn't realize that those were tied together though.
You call yourself a fan of his channel. Psh.
Well, I never claimed that.
Oh, okay. Mayo, he hates you.
Dang nabbit, things get put into your mouth, so to speak, quite
Dang
easily here.
nabbit. Bart, what did we say?
Yeah, it
wearing
works.
like an 1800s prospector. Ton Sarnet.
That's right. Oh, this is
All
gonna be
right.
so cool. And then have the Imperial droid on top.
Nice, perfect.
So he'll be sitting there watching as everything happens around him, and he's like, "Yep, I'm here." Oh, the live stream. Oh, that's right. Mayo I think it was Mayo that was saying he wanted me to get on his stream because I didn't like. We were talking something Star Wars, I think, or whatever, and he was like, "Let me know when you want to come on." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. I had a friend who messaged me about Ahsoka, and he's like, "So, Ahsoka?" I was like, "Yeah, it was on." And
what a great response. That's kind of how I felt about it. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's like I looked at my phone a lot.
He's like, "Yeah." Well, I was like, honestly, the last episode had a lot of fun bits, but it just like overall the whole thing felt a little flat.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's like, "All right, we'll talk in person later," because he's like, I have some thoughts too, and I'm like, I don't want to know your thoughts, man. I barely want to know my thoughts, so those could be bigger. Man,
That's what she said.
yuck, 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 yuck.
Okay.
Somewhere in between this and this.
Yeah, come on, Mayo. Get going. Whatever mocks they are, you need to get moving.
Parts and build mocks. Yeah. What we're all about here at Club Ben Vabjon. Ben John Bab.
Sometimes
BVJ.
Kodiak.
BBJ.
BVJ,
Sometimes K.
sometimes K.
You know, I was gonna rag on him so bad on Instagram for not showing up.
Hey, Zissou.
You either have a social life or you have Lego.
Yeah, that's
Which
right.
one's more?
Oh, and it's not even either one of those. He probably has. I don't know what he said. I think he got roped in. Oh, he got roped into a party. That's what it was.
Yeah,
But
so that is a
more
social life.
Yeah, more often than not, when I was asking him if he wanted to join up, and this is before like we were doing our thing too, he'd be like, "Well, it depends on how well work goes," and I'm like, "What do you mean work?" And he like
What do you mean,
drives
how
all
well?
over 3 or 4 states to do his job, and I'm like, "Oh, well, now I feel like a dick for saying something." Sorry, you have to make a living. Hello, Zissou. How are you? Thank you for being here. Hope you had a good week. Hope you're gonna have a good weekend.
As long as this
These are
congestion
perfect.
goes away, it should be an amazing weekend.
As long as what?
The congestion goes away, it should be an amazing weekend.
Yeah.
It will. It's on its way out. It just means that all the drainage is coming, and like I worked from home today because I was like, yeah, you don't want me to bring that because everyone will be annoyed. And so we had a meeting. We had a team meeting at 2. My boss is like, oh man, he's like, yeah, you sound congested. I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to bring that in.
Yep.
That's
So I was on Facebook earlier while I was waiting for Ben before the show, and I happened to notice that Brick Journal is coming out with their 86th issue. I think it's getting shipped today.
ooh.
And then I got to thinking, I'm like, hey, I'm on Brick Journal, so I pulled up my article.
Yay.
Yay.
Look at
This
that.
is what I got. My 5 minutes of fame was this article in Brick Journal.
Look at that.
But I tell you what, it led to a lot of meeting a lot of people. I met the editor of Brick Journal, Joe Mino, great guy. This article also got me scouted for Lego Masters and just meeting a bunch of people.
That's kind of how you break into stuff too. Is like it's the same for any industry. It ends up being like who you know or who introduces you to the right person or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Joe Mino was doing. I mean, he like I said, I was so thankful that he gave me the opportunity to be in the magazine.
Well, that's awesome.
This is issue 66. Uh-oh. It's stalled.
Oh, it does look cool though.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, mouse.
Come on,
For
man.
whatever reason.
Oh, we get
The
to see your
webpage.
last name too.
Oh boy.
Sezowicz.
That's all right. 90% of the people won't even pronounce a 3-syllable last name.
What? How? I mean, like they're right there. What do they skip over?
You trust me. People have a hard time with my last name, and it just astounds me. I was just like, I say my last name, I'm like, it's 3 syllables.
Right. All right.
People have a hard time with my last name, and it's 2 syllables. Can't
What's
imagine
yours?
that. Rollman. Rollman.
Rollman.
That's the
Rollman.
cover of the issue right there.
It's not hard.
And we actually have lug members in this issue as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So, and this is before I joined the lug. So,
I like how sellout is right above your picture. I don't get to see the smaller text. I just see sellout. Kyle Sezowicz.
that's where you say, "Yep." Now we know who
I'm
he
gonna
really
talk
is.
to Joe about that one. Actually, I can't even see. The publisher's Tomorrows.
That's very funny.
Tomorrow's.
So, yeah. So if you go to their, go to the website or just type in Brick Journal on Google, it'll take you to Tomorrow's or the actual Brick Journal website where you can just search around and get here.
That's super cool.
Yep.
I know a famous somebody. Yay!
I'm not famous anymore.
Nah, you were famous long enough.
There we go.
You've had your 15 minutes. Let somebody else have it.
That's right. Come
Yeah,
on, quit hopping.
honestly, I tried not letting it get to my head, but I think it did. And
That's okay.
Did you trash a hotel room or anything?
no, I did not pull it.
You didn't poop in a bed?
No, nope, I didn't, nope. And then blame it on a dog? No.
Yeah. The dog did it.
Not just any type of dog, a teacup dog.
This is
I didn't get all that crazy and wild.
Well, then you did all right.
See, now here's my issue. I gotta figure out how to get these 4x plates attached.
Yeah, those wings need to be a lot bigger.
You know, this music reminds me of, they have Jackbox games, and one of the games is Guespionage, and that's what this is what the music for the waiting rooms kind of sounds like.
Oh yeah, it does have that sort of lobby vibe.
Yeah.
Lobby vibe.
Yep.
These could be bigger. Almost don't mind. So this is what I'm working on.
The bird.
The bird. I'm making overly complicated wings. So
Hey, Johnny, man. Did you hear?
What?
Hear about the bird? Everybody's heard about the bird.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Yeah, the bird is the word.
Brian, no.
No, you don't. I just recently watched the clip of Brian showing Stewie Two Girls in One Cup. It was so funny. It's still one of my favorites. He's like, "What is this? Oh God! Oh God!"
It's so great. So many good ones. My favorite is still the epitaph. It's so good.
Hey, cool whip.
Cool whip. You're eating hair.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley. That's like my favorite Christmas song. Is the Star Trek version of "Oh, the weather outside is frightful," and it's just like in the middle of the thing, he's like, "Shut up, Wesley."
Yeah.
It's like, yes. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so.
Do the Beavis and Butthead one. Hey, number 2. Go take a number 1. Or number 1.
Yeah,
Take a
go.
number 2.
Yeah, go and take a number 2. Yep. Bird is the word. That's right. Never forget. All right.
And actually, I do that when I hear somebody starting to tee that up. I actually like going, Brian, don't!
Oh, no.
It is. Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie, as is Die Hard 2.
And Die Hard 3 and Die Hard with a Vengeance. And...
No, Die Hard 3 is not at Christmas time, I don't think.
Are they all at Christmas time?
No, Die Hard 1 and 2 definitely are. Like Die Hard 2, most definitely, because it's like snowing the whole time and stuff. Die Hard
Yeah.
1 is during a whole like the Christmas party and everything. So yeah, it definitely is a Christmas movie.
I think they just got tired of seeing the Christmas story on playing.
I love
Or
Christmas Story.
See, I can't stand it. I don't
I
know
love
why.
it so much.
I get all the references and things like that, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like a lot of people like really like Napoleon Dynamite. Can't stand that one either.
I don't get Napoleon Dynamite at all.
But Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie.
Yes, that is to watch Christmas movie.
Yep. All right. So those are good.
Aha. So this is a thing. Watch this. This is why copy and mirror sometimes doesn't work.
Yes.
If I did copy and mirror, and you'd think it would flip these, but it does not.
No, that does not. Your
That
butter
does not.
knives are going the same way.
Yeah.
You know what?
And-
It did mirror it.
It mirrored these.
It mirrored the angles and everything, but it did not mirror the
Didn't
actual.
rotate it.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
What happens with like corner bricks? It'll move the corner brick where it needs to go, but it doesn't flip it. So anything that's asymmetrical like that doesn't get turned. Which is weird because if I did copy and mirror here, that's asymmetrical.
Right.
I don't know.
That is interesting. All right. That thing is looking pretty awesome, though.
Oh, I'm still focused on me. Sorry. Yeah, so I think the wings probably need to be a little bigger, but I can't tell where or how yet. I think these feathers are probably a good size, but I still feel like it needs a little more heft, and I just don't know how to do that.
I can see that. Yeah, I agree. It looks like it's more.
It's a little thin.
Yeah, it needs more body to it.
The problem I'm going to have is I'm going to have to test this
The weight.
joint with all this, just to see what happens.
Well, what kind of joint are you using right now?
It's this big old fat toe ball.
Oh, that doesn't look like a bigger one.
So these are the smaller ones.
Yeah. Huh.
This is the big mama.
Okay.
I did have these on it. Click hinges.
Those would definitely hold it.
Those would definitely hold it, but it also only
See you, Missy.
Take care, Missy. I will not see you at the meeting.
Aw.
So have a good week. I'm going to be out for our lug meeting, so I'll send Will in my place with loot and everything.
Hey, Clicking. How you doing?
What's up, Cliff? How goes it? Hey, did you get the cars, Cliff? I didn't hear.
I was watching the stream Cliff was on before we got onto this one.
Oh yeah.
Just to see what they were doing. No offense, Cliff, but like I saw one screen, everyone else was hiding, and it was like, well, no one's building anything. Well, that's no fun.
Yeah. Was it like Cajun Yeti and
It was Hoosier.
Hoosier?
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, you can see that it kind of looks like it's just thin. Yeah. Like
Well,
especially right. It's funny. Yeah, I'm pointing kind of at it, even though it's not really there.
Right.
Like it's like not even where it connects to the body. Like right in the middle, it kind of like looks like it fills out a lot.
Like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to do that, and it just looked like I was adding so much to it. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I could probably add another 5 plates to that.
It might work. I mean, it might be more of an optical illusion. I mean, I've never seen them up close, but like it might be an optical illusion kind of. Like, but if you like if you find the right piece to make it look that way, and then like pull it out a little bit, if it's like just a normal brick, and have it like sitting kind of off, maybe that'll be enough.
Yeah, if it overlaps a little bit,
as opposed to like 3 plates
at a certain angle.
Oh yeah.
At a certain angle, it looks a little better. I'm gonna try to. All right, let's see what happens if I angle these up a little bit. Oh my god!
So Cliff is happy with the cars then. That's good.
Yay! I'm glad you're happy with the cars that I sold you. I'm happy with the money that you gave me.
Now I can buy the editor.
Yeah. Now I can buy my children some clothes.
Oh, who are you kidding? They're not getting anything.
You're buying a kid. Lego's more important.
They're college age. They don't wear clothes.
Well, that was interesting.
It seems like it needs to curve more up or something.
Yeah. It looks it's like a preparation to strike, you know what I mean? It's like a pullback and like ready to boom,
Yeah, most of the time you see it, it's in that position too. It's just kind of hovering right above you, and then it like
dive bombs.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta get in on this. You gotta make sure it goes skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh. Skadoosh. I hear the can go down, so how many is that?
That was actually the missus. She just woke up from a nap.
Oh, must be nice. I need a nap.
So do I. I'm 10 feet tired right now.
Those tail or those wing feathers too go really far out too. Like whenever his wings are way up, like they're really angled. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just the view that we have, but like.
Well, I can kind of angle them a little more. That's why I did this. Hopefully this takes everything, so they can spread out a little bit more. And,
oh yeah.
The other thing is they curl.
Yeah.
Underneath. So I don't know how to do that. I mean, I can rotate this part.
You would almost need a ball joint on that.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is maybe too. This is so frustrating. You can see. If I can zoom in on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's an extra one there.
This is the joint.
Yeah.
And that's that joint.
Right.
I've already got that. But where these all connect, it's like somebody goes, meh. They're just like, there's almost nothing there.
Right.
Now, is that from the game or is that a?
No, this is from the game. So these are all game shots. These aren't artistic renderings.
Oh, okay.
So my guess is they are, because it's from the game, they're worried about clipping. They're worried about function.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it all has to work, but at the same time, it all has to not interfere with itself.
So it looks like they all come off of each other.
Right, but where? That's the other thing is how to do that with this.
Right. That first one right there is where they come off.
Yeah. So it looks like they come off from underneath.
Right.
Here, but on this, they come off on top.
No, it's the same. I think it's just the way it looks because that's it. The angle of that, I know. I keep putting my hand up there. The angle of that is bent, like it's turned in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can tell, these other feathers do this.
Yeah.
So they're stacked, and so they fan out, and they also do this from wherever they're connected. And I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense.
It's easy.
Yeah, which is so. I mean, I feel like I've got part of it because I can rotate these, right? Those can be rotated like that, and these can partially be rotated
Wait. What are you using for those?
like this, partially rotated.
Shoot, where is it? Where did I have that? I just had a piece. I wonder if it would work.
So this is these are the 2L pipes
Right.
in there. But also like you said, it's also probably could use a little bulk. So maybe I'll do that in front. The thing about some of these like these ball joints are great, but they don't allow you to stack on top of them. They've got this
I see.
thing in the way. So if I wanted to, I could put something like now. I could put a tile over the top of that so it would hide it, but it would limit how much you could rotate it.
Right. I wonder if. So what about? So you know how like a blue Technic piece like this, it's got the plus.
The axle / pin.
Yes.
Like
but
this
instead,
right here.
get the one that has the ball joint on it. That has the axle part, and then it has the ball joint at the other end.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would work, or would it be too small?
Well, the only problem with that, it might be,
because that would go into those wing pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, it would. But then you'd have to. The only problem with that is then you'd have to have one of these hold it. And they're still stacked next to each other.
Well, no, you could stack it down. See, here's what I'm thinking. If you stacked it down a little bit, I know you would have to put a plate under each one in order to get it to stack properly. Or you could do it like that.
You've got a limited range on that.
Now, you would probably have to put a plate. But then you could put that bulky part under that, kind of. Like, have it pushed out that far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that would definitely solve your wing issue.
Mm-hmm.
Give it that, because that would give it all the bend it needs. You know, you can orient it however you want.
See how high this stacks.
They also have those that are like they're 2 by the 2 is 90 degrees also, isn't it? And like the ball joint part is in the middle. So like where the ball joint goes into that 2x1 piece, I think they have them also so that they're like the ball joint is here in the middle.
Oh. Yeah. These.
So that might fit better. I don't know. I mean, all you can do is play with it.
This might. So. Just do this real quick. That stacks up real high.
Yeah, that's a full.
That's like a full brick.
Yep, but it does give you a nice angle.
It does. Oh, that's so dumb.
I watched
I get
you.
it.
I was like,
I get it. I know what's happening. Like, why does that? Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
Hey Ben, I created a bird rather quickly.
You did.
Oh, look at that. That's amazing.
That bird is the word.
Brian, don't. Those bump into each other? No, they just don't. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. This could do the same thing.
The problem is, I think it's just too thick.
Yeah. I agree. I just don't know how to get.
I enjoy the other your original a lot better because they're fanned out. I think it would look better when you have it standing up.
Oh yeah, you're right. It definitely would. Like if we could put them down in such a way that like they don't have the extra brick between them, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
There has to be a way.
Well, also, I'm not
they're
married to
very
these. They
okay.
just happen to be a pretty good size and shape for
Right.
that. And they come in white, which is important.
Oh yeah. Color definitely matters.
These come in what color? Black, that's fine.
There you go.
Okay, so those are options. Honestly, the other thing is I just need to be able to have it built and posed. It doesn't need to like really conform to all the functions.
Okay.
It just needs to be, because I mean, when you guys know this, you build it for the show, and
Right.
it kind of just sits there. It doesn't have to like do all the things when it sits there.
Oh, mine does.
Well, yours built specifically to do all.
Right.
But this is supposed to.
Mine's large enough; it just needs to sit there.
Right.
Yeah, if it just needs to sit there, it almost feels, and like ideally, almost. I'm looking to get it to be a digital representation too. Just look good.
Right.
Doesn't even have to like hold together very well.
I think it looks good the way it is, unless you do the ball pieces to do the curvature on the feathers to be able to rotate them on the x-axis or the y-axis or one of the axes.
So I can rotate these on 2 axes now. I can twist them. I can pitch. No, I can roll, and I can yaw, but I can't pitch. No,
Pitch is back and forth.
pitch is this. I can't do that.
Down, yeah.
I can't do this. I can yaw and I can roll.
Yeah.
I might just. I can't even like. This is such a mess. I have no idea.
If you do it in the model or on your studio design, it's just got to get close to where it is, and I think you'll see that it'll be good like that. You can get them a little bit closer to each other once you do the specific angles on the roll and yaw.
Yeah, because I don't even think these are rolling that much. They're just maybe a little closer together. And then I can hide some of this by doing. I almost feel like I could do.
He could do anything. We have the technology.
We can rebuild him.
That's right. We can make him stronger.
$1 billion man.
Well, it was
Or should I say peso?
I was say it was $6 million man originally.
Then it
Wow,
was-
that's so much. Not anymore.
I said $1 billion. It's a six million peso man.
Well, I think I've done enough altering. I think this will work for tomorrow. I had it together earlier, like the whole thing except for the top, and was watching him kind of mope his way around and stuff. Is kind of funny.
His way around.
That's kind of what he does. He's just kind of like, and I put on one corner I put one of the white Hoth turrets, in the opposite corner I put one of the radar dish ones. And he's just chilling his way through things, and you know, it just looks like he's moping.
That's what you want your terrifying description to do, is mope around.
Well, it's funny too, because like it's hard to notice because most people are like watching as it kind of circles around, but every time he moves forward, like his head starts in one position and it kind of rotates around, like it's looking around.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
hard to see, but it's connected to the legs, so as they move, it moves.
Gotcha.
It was pretty neat.
I just realized there's another giant tendon going from this engine to that engine. That might help things.
Like, how am I going to do that?
I'm not too worried about it, honestly. These are pretty
Close enough?
bendable.
Good.
Yeah. It would also help like bulk things up to add more stuff in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can do
Do the do.
Yeah, I'm not digging.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm not digging this too much.
You're not digging that?
Yeah.
Like,
I
There
don't
was
know.
a great I think I can recreate it. There was a great combination of parts in the heck's that called? The Concorde that looked really slick together. I'm trying to remember. Let me go look at it real quick.
That was the one thing I was thinking about maybe doing is doing a digital build of the Concorde. Minus the parts that are not in Lego. I feel like I'm by myself.
really?
You were very quiet. I thought you went.
I was double checking Discord, seeing what people were talking about.
Are they picking on Logan?
No, but Logan is cajoling people for parts.
Again?
Yeah. He's like, can I go off of your Bricklink order? Or your pick a brick order?
Did you say cajoling people for parts?
Cajoling, yeah, Logan. he's great, but he'll like, he's like, hey, if anyone else is ordering off the pick a brick wall, I need these couple. And like, I'll pay, obviously he pays for them and stuff, but it's just kind of funny. He just piggybacks off of other people. It's great.
So it was these two. This probably doesn't have anything to do with what you're building. I just like this. I wanted to recreate it.
He's like, look, I'll do it. Let's see what we come up with.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I've used that piece combination before.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
The problem is that the wedges, the way they slope, are on the wrong side. I kind of wish they were.
On yours.
Oh,
Yeah, see how they're. I mean, the slope down's fine, but they slope ever so slightly into it,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of need it to be a bit backwards. Or I wish they could just do
just do this. Just fix it.
Just do that. Come on, Lego, get your act together.
Just do it right now.
Imagine if they opened up Parts Designer to like people just submitting all kinds of different parts.
Probably be expensive. I mean, you could, but I'd be like, it would be expensive. It's like, hey, you want a custom part? Guess what? This is gonna cost you.
Yep. It's really pretty.
The dies alone are hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So
Yeah,
does
I
that
can't
work?
imagine the molds.
Does that work with just one of those? Like using 4 of those, the 2x? Yeah, that one. Does it work like doing 4 around?
Oh,
I was just curious. It'd be like
Probably.
a
It
cool
does.
little symbol.
No, it does.
Okay. Oh yeah, that'd be a neat symbol.
But you could also, if you do that, then you might as well just use 4 of those 2x2s.
It just looks neat. Huh.
I'm way distracted now.
Yep.
Yep. It's all good.
It happens.
It does indeed.
All right, I'm gonna move away from the wings. I'm gonna do the legs because I feel like I have more control over the legs. The wings are just gonna bother me for a while.
Oh look, you even have to add glowy lights to it too.
Up here,
Yeah.
for his eyes, he's got trans clear eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
I
rest.
meant
is
under the
little-
wings though. Isn't there like
Well-
lights?
I've got those.
Oh, I see.
So when I render, and then he's got you can't really tell here. So
No.
you can kind of tell here. These little canisters are these.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The problem I have with a lot of these is the higher level machine you get, because you'll run across ones that are a little harder to beat. Same model, but they're just a little tougher.
Right.
They have more like of this plating on here. So stuff like the plating that's a little more white, like on the back of its neck, and it covers up the these canisters, and it's on like its legs and tail and stuff, and you can knock those off while you're shooting at it. And
Oh,
some
okay.
some of the pieces that you shoot off are things that you can collect later and take to traders to trade in for things or use to craft or whatever. But because of that, a lot of these pictures look different because some things are covered and some things aren't. And then in some cases, they're also corrupted or they are overridden. So they've got like extra wires on them and it's hard to tell like, what they're doing. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Redirect notice. No, thank you. That's only 300. How big is that one?
Yeah, I just thought of this. You know what would be a good we could do probably for a stream?
Huh.
A game night. Like not Lego, but just
It's like a Jackbox games or something.
I'd be
yeah,
I'd be good
something.
with that.
Mm-hmm.
Or a multiplayer game or something.
I haven't had time to do any other gaming. What would be a good game? I don't even know what's out now that's new.
That's a pretty good shot.
I'm looking forward to Arc 2 coming out. Well, I guess it's Arc Survival something or whatever. Just
you know,
waiting.
Yeah. I looked into, I almost downloaded that. I got No Man's Sky instead.
Ah. Well, even the first one with all the expansions and stuff, I mean, like, it's a lot of fun. But, yeah, there's a lot of anticipation for this second one coming out. Like, the increased graphics and game playability and stuff, so...
Mm-hmm. I just realized these wing engines, these thrusters that it has on its wings, these things, they open up like clamshells.
Oh, yeah.
And I did not realize that. And mine are just static. Oh, that's bother me.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
to
sure
quote
there's an easy way to fix it, but
to quote a famous former Top Gear host, how hard can it be?
Right. Yeah. Also, I'm going to read. These are good. These are great claw pieces.
Oh, those are cool.
They're pretty
Oh yeah,
new.
yeah, I know what those are. What
Yeah.
have I used those in? Those were in something recently that I built where they used those as like that kind of a thing. Can't remember what it was though.
Was it the dragon for Hogwarts or something?
No, but it was a dragon. Oh yeah, it was. Hold on, got it right here.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, those are different.
No, those are the same arm claw things. Those aren't.
Those
Oh,
are these
yeah, these are the little arms.
with
Yeah,
barbs in them.
yeah.
With these.
Ah, yeah.
These are a single piece.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
So they're a little shorter. And it's only
Now
one
you're gonna
piece
have to
instead of
upgrade the
two.
dragon jump.
I like how these look though. Like you can actually
Right.
get the foot piece too.
Yeah, so hold that up. Let me see that foot piece. Okay, how many
It's got a
claws can you
bald-
get in there? Oh, just two. Okay.
Just two
That's
on that
still
one.
really
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah.
You know what? That would have worked on crap. I wish I'd known that. That would have worked on my on the bellow back because it only has two big old claws coming out of the front.
Oh yeah.
That would have been great because then it's got that back heel thing on it that helps.
Right. Yeah. It helps with
Stabilize it.
stability.
But I think I'm gonna do this instead for this guy. Because while these pieces are cool, I don't think they're big enough.
Haha. Look at that. Ooh, those make nice claws.
Yeah. Lower.
Like, gotta drag it down. Yeah, those definitely fill it out.
So that's a little better, I think. With the...
Oh yeah, he's got big claws.
Yeah, these are. Can't really tell there. Yeah, those are much bigger. So I like having the little bit of yellow on him too. And then he's got a
Yeah.
thing in the back. So I think one of these will go in the back.
Oh yeah.
That'll be good.
You could use one of those 2x1 hinge pieces to connect that too.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. His legs are legs.
Pretty much like a typical bird. They kind of have the two. They have a thigh and then the shin,
Right.
and then
Pretty good shot of the claws there.
like, I'm going to eat you. Ooh, that looks cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good image. I think this one's weird because she also was in Aloy was in a couple other properties, and half the time I don't know if these are from those like Genshin something or other, and I think she was in Fortnite for a hot second. And... Yeah, the head not a problem. Turned out like not a problem at all.
So what is the purpose of hunting these ones for?
There's really no purpose. They're just kind of flying around. They're not many either. Like the big ones, like the Thunderjaw and the Stormbird, and the Tide Ripper, and what are the other big ones? The Yellow Tusk or Tremor Tusk. They are usually story points. Like you have to beat it to unlock a side quest or something. It's this Stormbird's terrorizing this one area and you got to figure out what happened. Or You're looking like one of the better fights is you finally learn how to later in Forbidden West. I think it has to be Forbidden West because you learn how to override a Sunwing so you can fly instead of running or riding a horse kind of thing. You can fly around
cool.
the map. It's super fun. Like I will just sit there and fly around the map for 20 minutes, just not doing anything, just like weaving in and out of valleys and stuff. It's so calming. But and I kind of backed into it, so the mission didn't unlock for me because I figured out a way to like glide. You have a shield that you found off this guy, and when you jump off a super high place, you turn it on, and it's not really a shield that can protect you, but you can use it to kind of like arrest your stop a little bit, so you can glide down. So I figured out how to get up on a really tall mountain, and the idea was I'm supposed to find this bird and override it and mount it and fly with it and fly up to the top of this mountain where I'm looking for like another tribal person.
Okay.
But because I didn't fly up there, I like found a really tall mountain and just kind of fell onto it. It didn't unlock the story. I'm like, man, I'm looking around this thing forever going, where's this person's backpack and where's the trail I'm supposed to follow and all this stuff. And it turns out I backed into it. But while you're up on this very little bit of land on top of this mountain looking for clues for something, this storm bird just like comes over the edge of it and you have to kind of fight it, and you don't have a whole lot of room to run around. But each machine also has different components, like it has a lens, a heart, a core. I think all those have that. And then some of them have like different wiring or different meshes or something that you can use to create better spears or better ammunition for your bow and arrow or your thing that makes traps and stuff like that. So there's a good picture of the tremor tusk. Look at that thing.
Yeah, that thing definitely wants to make you have a bad day.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Right. Like it's got so those are its legs down at the bottom, and it's got like 3 or 4 of these weird like tusk things. It's just a nightmare. That's a lot of fun though. Hey Beth, I blame you for being so stuffy. I didn't notice it until you'd said something. See, there's something about the way like its wings curl up under, like when it's landed.
Like they're folded under, kinda.
Yeah, like that. I'm never gonna be able to get that right. That's just too much. And some of these are art pictures. Like I don't think this is like from the game.
Right.
But it still looks cool. What was I looking for? I was looking for legs. Okay, I got off on another tangent. Oh, that's
Hello, legs.
Alcohol will do that to you.
What's that?
Alcohol,
yeah.
will do that.
or
alcohol.
random questions from Johnny.
So it looks like it's got a white bit of stuff up here, and then a hinge backwards. So I'm going to use locking hinge plates. Use 2 of them to be extra strong.
That does not look entirely symmetrical there, Vab. Oh, you're working on your 5.
Yeah, this will fit perfectly on the one straight edge. It's these ones that I'm going to have. These other 3 I'm going to have issues with.
Why the? Because they're 4.
Yeah, and these are areas for the different nodes, so they have to be straight, 90-degree.
Right.
Each other. That's where I'm running into, and then I'm running into a bunch of gap issues.
Right.
So this might be on the shelf for another 6 months.
These are 5 cents. Okay, well then. That's good.
pennies on the dollar.
Pennies, man. I'm telling you.
Just because I need 300 of them doesn't mean anything.
Right. So that backwards, and then
But it's only $50.
brackets.
So, Vab, is a 5-section cylinder just important because of the size? Is that why you wanted it?
Yeah,
for this?
it's the only one. It's the only one that I could find that did a 7 stud diameter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I've tried 6-sided. I've tried 4-sided's too small. 6-sided's too big. 5-sided is roughly, it unfortunately, is just the correct size. Well, it's a quarter of a stud off on the diameter.
But that's good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough for no one's going to notice it when it's hanging or sitting down or however I display it.
The only thing that's going to happen is once you display it, you're only going to get questions about how long it took you to build it.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
is
how many
this a set
pieces,
I can buy?
That's a common one, yeah.
And
Well, that's
how
when
many,
I direct them to my website.
how many pieces?
That's true. That's why you need a website up and running.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I do have a website up.
Exactly. See, you just be like, hey, so.
If you have any more questions, here's where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
I direct them to my social media links.
Yep.
Say my
That's
people
what-
will answer your questions for you.
My people.
It'll just be me.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because the last lug or the last event we were at, there were 4 of us from our lug, and 3 of us brought 98% of the display stuff, and then this other guy, he's a younger guy. He's not a kid, but he's in his probably mid-late 20s. Probably not a ton of disposable income. Has what he has. Has
Right.
to save up for stuff. I get it. Newlywed kind of thing. So, so he brought like a bunch of smaller. He brought a lot of minifigures and some smaller sets and one thing that he'd built, and it was perfectly great. I'm glad he was there. But the cool part was I was just sitting back on my phone and he was standing talking to everybody going, yeah, and this guy built all this stuff, and he was like telling them about how it felt like I had my little PR person. I was like, yeah, you tell him how cool I am up there. It was pretty nice. And then I was like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm
'cause
gonna read
I
some
won't
lunch.
be doing it.
Uh,
I said, because I won't be doing it.
that's right. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about how cool I am. That's for other people to discern,
That's right.
which is why we toil in obscurity.
That's what I tell a lot of people, because that's another question I get when I'm doing shows is, when they find out that I was scouted for Lego Masters and all that. And, oh, crap. I forgot where I was going with it.
Not wanting to talk about yourself.
Yeah.
I just say, they scout a lot of people. I was just one of the ones they talked to. Meh.
Yeah,
Thinking
no,
of it.
it had something to do with what he was saying. Yeah, I completely forgot. I had a brain fart. Oh, well, another drink of me.
Yeah. Cheers! Woo!
Yay!
Oh, that made so good. I already polished like 3/4 of the bottle off.
Oh.
Don't forget to save your work. Save reminder.
That's right. Save.
I might just exit out of all of it.
Yeah, screw it. I'll come back
That's
tomorrow.
That's, yeah. It might be a bad tomorrow issue.
I have got like the worst first world problem thing going on where I have my office that I work in from home, and
I like
it's
to
just
put
a
work
little,
in quotes.
well, and this is why I'm putting them in quotes, because when there's not a lot of firefighting going on or support going on, there's time to do projects. Things that like we have planned at the beginning of the year with a budget and all that kind of stuff. if those projects are stalled for whatever reason, like we're waiting on a vendor or we're waiting on another department to do something, there's downtime, and my downtime is usually I'm in studio or I'm watching YouTube videos or something, right?
Right.
So what'll happen is I'm on studio and I'm finishing up a model. I'm like, great, this is awesome. I have a docking station that's hardwired in there, and I just realized I'm not hooked up. I'm not hardwired tonight. Oh,
You've had no blips tonight.
no, I'm not on OBS. This is just a website.
Oh, right.
So there's not going to be any problems tonight. And I can run this on Wi-Fi apparently with no problem. So, which I'm like this close to doing this all the time now because OBS is just whatever. And I feel bad, Kyle, that I didn't get back to you on all that stuff we were going to look at. I was just like,
that's fine. I was just going to have you go on to Google anyway and type in internet speed test. It would confirm a couple things.
Yeah.
Because then you take your upload speed divided by 2, and that's your max upload speed that you could.
My upload speed is terrible. Like I've got a good download speed, but like almost any residential ISP upload speed is going to be awful.
I tested it. I tested it myself. My upload speed's almost. I don't want to mention.
You gonna brag? Come on, flex.
Do it.
I don't want to brag. No.
I don't want to brag. I don't want to boast.
Good. It's good. Is it good?
It's. I was shocked when I saw it.
I haven't tested mine recently, but I'll do it now just for the fun of it.
My download speed's good. It's
Yeah,
nearly
download
500. But upload is it's not good. 40, 50 maybe.
See, 40, 50 should be fine.
Should be.
Like 10 should be fine. Yeah, like my upload speed right now is just 10. 11.
Depends on the package you pay for.
Okay.
Well, sure.
Whatever your ISP is going to throttle the crap out of it, no matter what. They don't want to pay for data like that.
No.
It has nothing to do with like my connection, like how fast I can, because I'm on whatever my cable will handle from here to my router.
Right.
Yeah. So, my download speed right now is garbage. What is happening? Oh, you guys aren't seeing this. 59? What happened?
See, actually, I just checked mine and it's holding it steady at about 60.
Oh, I think maybe. Oh, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm on Wi-Fi.
Right.
Never mind. I'm fine. I was gonna say if I'm
is me on Wi-Fi, 92.93 megabytes per second.
I'm wondering
for upload?
If I.
Do you have fiber?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
I'm wondering if I plugged in right now, if it would drop the stream. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it would because you changed your IP address.
No. I'm still behind my router. It wouldn't change the IP address.
The
same router. I'm just hardwired versus Wi-Fi on the same router.
But Wi-Fi usually has the range different, and as soon as you plug in, it's like, oh, that's.
Yeah, any connection change is going to do that. So.
Yeah.
But wired, I'm usually around 450 or 500. But.
Oh yeah.
Upload, like right now, mine's at 41, so that's fine. So I should be able to do 2,000 at least.
Yeah, that means you could at least do a 1020 or 1920 by 1080 stream.
Yeah, which is usually what I was doing. So
yeah,
I think it's just at some point there's probably like we don't like thinking about it, but like an old school DSL pool or something where right about 9 o'clock everybody starts looking at Facebook and TikTok and stuff, and it just starts hitting the ISP.
Oh yeah,
because I mean I'm doing 4K, and though I don't need to be doing 4K, but I have my bit rate up to 100,000 kbs, which means
Oh yeah.
YouTube literally has to throttle back my upload speeds.
Yeah, my upload speed is 22, but my download speed I just looked at, and it is 910, 921. Yeah.
But that's what you want to do is you want to take your upload speed and divide it by 2. That's how you get your rate.
Yep.
Okay.
And I keep mine at about 14 right now.
The other thing that I was going to try to that I wanted to see was if your resolution and your monitor resolution and your video resolution was the same.
Mm.
That might it just puts strain if they're two different types. That might put strain on the encoder.
We can look.
I think it's so funny that the software encoder is better than the hardware encoder.
Yeah.
Whereas for games, it's opposite. Like you want the GPU doing the stuff, and it's like, nope, not for streaming.
Let's see.
Thanks for viewing Ben's stream.
Right. Display. Where's my resolution? 1920 by 1080. And then this was oh, you know what? It would be in the scene itself.
Oh, really? I always thought it was in just the global settings.
Well, if you go into settings and go video, that's your base canvas resolution.
Yeah, if you did that, but then for each device too, it has you pick.
Right. Yeah.
So they match.
Well, that's good.
Okay. Now the other thing is if you go settings, go to I was just thinking about it. Okay, go to video and look at your common FPS values. If yours is set at 60, change it to 30.
That was the other thing I saw. Yeah, I just hadn't got to that yet.
Yeah, that'll help out your streams a lot too.
Yeah, because no one needs to see like the changes in the animation and everything like that. I'm not moving that fast.
Well, no, you can only see like 32, I think.
24.
Or yeah.
24.
Right.
So
which is why when everyone went to The Hobbit, they were like, "I feel sick." It's like, yeah, because your brain's trying to interpolate 60 frames a second or whatever.
Right. Right.
But that would also affect the encoder as well.
Cool.
When you're streaming.
Well, I guess I'll try it.
We will see.
Sunday. Sunday will be although I don't think I ever really have a problem on Sundays. I think it's just on. No, I did have a problem this last Sunday.
Yeah, this past Sunday you had pretty big glitches. And
yeah,
I was being pushy about, and I apologize for being
That's
pushy.
Fine. That's fine. We'll try that all out.
Well, Sunday when I'm streaming, I'll be like, "Hey, Ben's streaming too."
Oh, that's right, because
put us both
you're
on.
You're gonna be in a thing, yeah.
Yeah, put us both on. We're both cool.
Please love us.
Just kidding. It's funny when going to events like this, though. I've noticed that, like, when we did Ross Park Mall and when I did Brickfest last year, just the type of crowd or whatever, like, they scan immediately, and then they're like, "Oh, while we're running through here, we'll see, how far." And then, like, throughout the day, they're like, "Hey, we just saw you, and like, look how far you are." Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, it's a cool time to do builds.
There's a local ABC, I think, affiliate came to our Brick Rodeo 2019, I guess, and it was while I was building the Capitol.
Oh, so nice.
The Capitol it was probably about 80% done. So like the main walls, and because it was completely hollow, because I build like an idiot child, I build the walls, and then it's one of those things where you like hold 3 walls together and try to put a roof on top. That's how I would build stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, why is this constantly collapsing in on itself all the time? Well,
no support.
You moron. But so it's and then it had the dome was done and it sat on its own kind of like internal frame. So from a distance, it still looked like a big building with a dome. So it still looked good. But that also meant that I was able to build while at the convention, which was actually kind of cool because people could watch it being built, you know.
And that's why I like to do it.
Yeah, and that's so the whole time I was like, oh yeah, I got all weekend to do this. I'll have this done.
No.
I ended up talking to so many people about it that I like barely had. And then there's games to play and panels to go watch and stuff like that. And I didn't have didn't have time to do any of that.
Well, that's what I was hoping to do. Is that maybe I can get, you know, happen to see if Elon Musk would show up at Brick Rodeo.
No.
Or show.
If he did, I would.
You never know. You never know.
Wish those came in orange. He's got these stupid tendon things all throughout his little body.
You're just looking at him more and more, and you're like, "Crap, this sucks."
Yeah, I just every time I'm like, man.
Another thing, and another thing.
That was my last Saturday stream. It was about compromises and.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you just have to compromise, even though you know it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to make that compromise to.
Well, there's a lot of that where I get to a point where, and like these wings may be a good example. Like if it's big and has wings and is roughly shaped like it needs to be, great. I'm not gonna break myself to make it look exactly like it.
You don't need super detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do apologize for missing your first Saturday stream. I was busy doing Hunt to Killer.
Honestly, it was supposed to be this Saturday.
Okay.
Last Saturday was just like, it was a sort of a test stream type
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured that no one would even watch it, so I just did it on the spur of a moment.
I don't know. How's your Hunt to Killer going, by the way, Ben?
My Hunter Killer?
Hunt to Killer. Weren't you doing that box with the evil?
Yeah. We haven't been doing it lately. We need to get back into it now that I think about it.
We've finished that same one.
I think we're still on. Hey Beth, how far are we on our murder box? Just the second one, right? Yeah, we're still in the second one, so we've got 4 to go.
I will say this: the fourth one is tough.
Is it?
Yeah, if you don't do something, I guess in the second or third one, if it will make it a little bit easier, like because you'll have already done like the code or something the right way. But it was a pain in the butt to figure out. And then, so we were doing the 6th box on Saturday, and it was kind of like we got to the end, and they're like we had the stuff that they gave us, and like, all right, now you got to find out who the killer is, and we're like looking at the evidence, we're like, really? Like this is either way too easy, and it ended up being like one of them was way too easy, and the other one, it was like we made some bad assumptions, but at the same time it was like, well, it doesn't. Sometimes like it does really good with like the details and stuff, and sometimes it's just kind of like, yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I do remember that from because we did the same thing with some coworkers as kind of like a team building-y thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember that exact same thing where we get to the end, we're like, we did 2, so we went through the first one and we kind of like ham-fisted our way through it, like brute forced our way to get some knowledge. But the second one, we did like, and I played with a bunch of like database programmers, so everything fell into a spreadsheet, and we had like all kinds of stuff. And but the second time around, it was very much, there's no way we would have known that. Like we had all the details, and there was so many logical assumptions and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm worried that that's going to happen to this one too.
Some of them that happens, and some of them they're all kind of really well produced, but some of them like run into that where it's like, no, you can't just make that happen because you want it to, and that's kind of like some of the things that we've run into.
I feel like I'm reading that book right now. You can't just make this happen because you want it to. Oh God, this book. I'm so over this dumb thing.
It's like, but I can if I want. Like, no, you can't.
Well,
Yes.
And I think I may have talked about this, the three body problem. It's a Chinese science fiction novel, and apparently it made a big thing because it's like one of the biggest novels to come out of China, and apparently that's a big enough thing because
because China doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and this is one of like 3 translations, and apparently the one I have is probably one of the better ones. And I'm still like, you can't. Why did that happen? You know, you're just making these. It's just these leaps that happen that come out of nowhere.
So not even logical fallacies. That's just like, well, we're
Right.
making this assumption based on okay.
And it's so I'm trying to think of like the equivalent. Because I feel like China, Japan, Korea, maybe to some part India, but like Eastern cultures, more collective, more group oriented.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I know the language in a lot of cases is very not. The tenses are weird. Like future and past aren't as important in the language itself. Like I'm not going to say there's no word for tomorrow, but like it's a limited sort of future past kind of dialect. And I'm trying to think of an equivalent to see where we would say something and like just collectively it's important, and we know that yes, that could change the outcome of a narrative. And I'm trying to like the hero's journey or something where it's like you feel that they're at their low point, and you know that character that comes in and gives them that pep talk, and you know that now is going to be them coming back. You just get that feeling. But like the Joseph Campbell hero's journey thing is very, I feel, Western. It's not Eastern, but we all kind of get that feeling of like somebody could do something and it's the pep talk and it's the music cue. And so even if it was like some weird plot leap that then took place, you'd be like, but that's supposed to take place now because this part happened. Of that story, right?
Yeah.
And it feels comfortable and it feels regular. I feel like there's a lot of those in this book that I'm not getting because maybe they're a cultural thing.
That's very possible, yeah.
And it just makes it feel a little disjointed and a little hard to believe. So the idea is kind of cool. Like I'm enjoying the idea of what's going on.
So is it like that they want you to take at face value, like what they're telling you, so to speak, in some of the instances?
A little. No, well, no, it's not like they're just assuming I know a thing. That's okay. Which is good. I like that. They're not just like jumping past or glossing over important aspects of the story.
Right.
Because they feel like, well, you obviously were raised in a small village in China. You know what happens when when your dad says this thing. You know, it's like, no, I don't. It's more like the examples in the story is like at some point there's an alien culture that they find, and it literally goes from at no point is discovering the alien culture the biggest thing in the book. The biggest thing in the book is that yeah, like I'd be like, this would be like the entire movie of Contact. The whole point is we've discovered alien life.
Right.
The biggest shift in the book happens like right after you find out there's aliens, there's actual aliens, there's extraterrestrial people. The biggest shift is that there are these 2 groups that want to bring the aliens to us because they no longer feel humanity is worth anything, and they want the aliens to come destroy us.
What?
But within that group, there's a group that doesn't like humanity and wants the aliens to come destroy us. But there's also a group who kind of also feels that way, but is also turning the aliens into a religion. So more discussion is about the split of these 2 groups than there is about there being aliens. So it's stuff like that.
See, like, that just seems really odd.
But because it's like the whole thing's couched in like the Chinese Revolution.
Okay.
Like the stuff from like the 60s where it was like, are you a revolutionary? Are you a
Right.
reactionary, leftist, whatever, non-communist kind of, what party are you in? So everything's about like party and standing and leadership and like all this stuff. So the small parts of a party being split in half are more important than the, so it does, I guess, feel like, oh, we just take it for granted that there's aliens. I'm like, no, let's
Right.
not. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that.
Because that is very interesting. That is
Yeah.
unusual.
Like Beth is over there watching a video or doing whatever, and I'm reading this book, and I'm just over there going. She's like, what now? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea what they're talking about anymore.
You're like, these people do not make logical sense.
Right. Lesai.
Lesai.
Now, is that translated into English?
Yeah. So I'm also wondering how much the translation is
Yeah.
is a problem.
I mean, I learned. I was actually fluent in German when I lived there.
Mm.
I can't speak a lick of it now. I can probably understand quite a bit of it, but I can't speak a lick of it now.
Right.
But the funny thing is that when I got done with Germany, I went to Afghanistan and Iraq, and I had to learn Arabic.
Wow.
Arabic, Pashto. I mean, I really didn't need to learn it, but to be able to communicate and talk to the locals, it's best that you know the customs. And,
Know the locals.
yeah. And honestly, one of the best ways I learned, if you want to speak another language, watch cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, watch cartoons in other languages, like anime and Japanese anime. I understand Japanese pretty freaking well now.
That's all I know.
Baka.
Yeah.
Just listening to it.
Yep.
Yeah, everything I know about Japanese I learned from Dragon Ball, which is not.
This is not a good idea.
But that's what. But the thing is you learn the words.
Right.
Once you understand, and then once you figure out what the words mean, then you'll know. I mean, the same goes for Spanish.
I watch a lot of soccer games in Spanish, so I know some, but it's all football related.
Goal!
Yeah. Enough!
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. If somebody's really looking to go into learning a different language, that's the route I would suggest. Is just go watch cartoons. Watch a buttload of cartoons. Because they're geared for teaching kids the language.
And even if they're not teaching the language, they're teaching simple concepts that have their own language.
Exactly.
And
but your book right there, I mean, I understand the concepts of what's going on with the book.
Yeah.
Well, just from you explaining what that book is, I can understand what the concept is just because I've watched too much anime in the past 2 years.
Well, and so a perfect example is like watch Godzilla and watch 1996, 5, whatever Matthew Broderick Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
They're both Godzilla. They're both a big monster, but one is literally more about the bureaucracy of humanity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Than it is the monster. The monster is
yep.
ancillary, right? The monster could be a hurricane for all that it matters, right?
Yep.
It's just a piece of weather. Whereas, like, we personalize, Western culture has to personalize the monster, and the monster has to have feelings and has to have a motivation. And there's stuff in there that's like a key for us, like, oh, it's a mother. Oh, you feel bad when things shoot at it. You're like, but it's the monster. Whereas in Shin Godzilla, you're like, this thing is we must destroy it, or it will,
or it's gonna destroy us. Yeah.
It's a death machine.
Yeah.
It was so good. God, it was so good.
Well, it is 11. Well, our time.
It's 10 o'clock.
We need to go.
It's time to wrap this shiz up.
It's been good.
Yeah.
I'll put one of those things underneath that the smooth. What is it? The half circle.
The boat bottom.
Yeah, the little slider.
Yep. That was the plan, to
Beauty.
tie it all together. That has to be in black. This can all be in black. That just sticks right there, and then that gets one of these jobbies.
Nice.
Pull it one place, and Bob's your uncle.
Yay! Now he can balance on one foot.
Yeah, right. He's all done. Gentlemen, this was great. Thanks for hanging out with me. Good luck on your 5-sided tube. It sounded weird. Sorry.
5-sided tube.
Tube. I will be back, just so regular viewers of the channel will know. I'll be back on Sunday. I don't know, maybe building something. I still have some stuff to build. Maybe this, I don't know. And then Johnny's going to be streaming all weekend for Brickfest, right?
Pretty much, yep.
All right. So check his channel out. Make sure you subscribe to that and ring bells so you know when he goes live. Bab will be next week, Wednesday-ish.
Oh, he's
Right.
doing Saturday.
Yeah, Saturdays now.
You're also doing Saturdays too?
Yeah,
His-
Saturdays at 8
Yep.
Eastern.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Have a good one.